individual investors tend not to be familiar with private markets, and that leads to a lot of misconceptions. The biggest of which is that individual investors likely don't realize just how large and diverse the private markets are. It's actually far more varied than what's available in public markets. We believe that the private market opportunities that exist are incredibly compelling and worth investing into for individual investors. Having seen how institutional investors have incorporated alternative investments, private market investments into their portfolios over several decades at this point, I can say with confidence that having a broadly diversified portfolio across asset classes over time is truly the best way to generate risk-adjusted returns. The challenge is that if the endowment approach resonates, it's very difficult for individual investors to do so because the types of information that endowments have held, these institutions are not going to be sharing that information broadly in any way that's comparable to what they share with institutional investors. Now, unfortunately, what we do is just not replicable. Individual investors don't have access to the investment managers that institutions are investing into. They don't have access to the same type of information to be able to do due diligence on these managers. So from an investment expertise standpoint, we think it's really important that Ivy Invest delivers a portfolio that is actively and professionally managed. If what makes investors nervous is that stock markets could fall, we could experience a recession, we could go through something like the 2008-2009 GFC experience, the truth is that an endowment style portfolio is much more likely to be resilient in that type of an environment than a traditional stock bond portfolio. Ivy Invest and our fund are overseen and regulated by the SEC, and we care a lot about compliance. It's important to us to take great care of our customer assets from both an investment standpoint and a business standpoint. All fund assets in the fund itself is custodied at Fifth Third Bank, one of the largest banks in the US.